What's up, guys? Here's something I haven't done in a while. Let's put myself into one of these videos. Today I have a complaint. You're gonna see in this video, it's pretty cool. I had a really good flight. I just finished building my new setup. This is a 3-incher. It's pretty well built. Running some diatone motors. Pretty sure they're 4,000 kVs on a 3S. Got a run cam split on there, HD, 1080p, all that extra stuff. You'll see in the video the lens is smudged. Sorry about that. I didn't clean it off beforehand. It was just supposed to be a test flight. I have been dealing with a problem. Now I'm on my technically third, because the first one I had to buy brand new, of these Iflight Success F4 minis. Or micro, whichever one this version is. Boy. And here it is. Okay, now the FC. Alright, there's two versions of it. You got the version 1, the version 2.1. This is a version 2.1 that I ordered through Get FPV. Now, nothing against Get FPV. This has nothing to do with them. This is their distributors. Alright, and it comes in a 3-pack of these cases. One's the flight controller, one's the video transmitter, and one is the ESC. It's just a stack, as particular to any stack. And my first one, the ESC blew out. Now, if you understand motor orientation, this back left number 3 over here in Betaflight, this guy, for some reason, that portion of the board where that motor is, that motor cut out, and about 3 seconds later the ESC exploded. And when I say exploded, I mean a fantastic explosion. Yeah, fire shooting out the side, everything. The capacitor that was on it, completely destroyed. But I was able to disconnect the battery because there was a problem and I was checking it. So I ordered a new one. I ordered the version 2.1. And Iflight sends me the version 2.1 flight controller, but with all of the version 1.0 hardware, ESC, and VTX. Now the version 2.1 flight controller doesn't work with the version 1.0 stuff. The motor mapping is all different. It took me a minute to figure that out in Betaflight after I built the stack. Then I went back and looked at the box and realized, oh, this says V1.2 on it. Not sure you guys can see that, but it's there. And this says V2.1 on the flight controller. Obviously they don't work. The ESC looks completely different on the 2.1. You can tell they're different. But the flight controller from the old stack where the ESC blew up was still good. So I basically just have a 2.1 flight controller sitting here doing nothing. And I used the hardware that came with it, the ESC and the VTX. They came with the 2.1 and just put in my version 1 flight controller into that and built a new stack that way of the version 1. And plugged it in, everything is good, go to Betaflight, everything checks out, all my settings were still there on the old FC. It was perfect, it was great. So I took it out for a maiden flight, which you're gonna see. It rips, absolutely rips. I didn't know what to do with all the power at first. I overshot everything for a solid 30 seconds. It was wicked, especially on these 3-inch gem frames. They got a pretty high pitch to them, and these 4,000 kV motors are pretty torquey. This thing altogether probably weighs 110 grams, and because I don't have an external camera on it, I'm running the run cam split. I have even less weight because there's no GoPro or Insta360 Go hooked up to it. So it was just on rails, flying amazingly. And you'll notice at the very end of the flight video, the quad just goes straight into a bush. That wasn't on me. I lost all control of the drone, and it locked itself where it was. I think it fail-safed on me, I'm not sure. But it flew straight into that bush, hit the ground, and then the video cuts out. What happens is that on the same exact FC stack, on the same spot, in the bottom corner of this stack, where the ESC is, I'll show you, there we go, where my index finger is, that same back left number 3 motor on the ESC board, different motor by the way. I swapped the motors I swapped all the motors. I rotated them all on a 90 when I built the new quad, because I forgot what the orientation on the wires was. That same spot where the positive meets the board and the PDB distributes out to this motor exploded. But this time it took my battery with it. Now the battery is destroyed. I threw it away. It exploded, and there's carbon all over the frame, as you can see on my hands. It was a nice little spritz fire. But that's the 3rd one in a row. 3 in the same space on the same board. To say the least, I'm not going to be buying this again. Now on my 2.5-inch drone, I didn't really have any problems. The reason the first one got messed up is because when I crashed, I broke the stack. Now physically breaking it is one thing. And when I physically broke it, the ESC stack exploded because it had nowhere to send the voltage, and that's on me. But I didn't really think about where it exploded the first time or why. I thought it was just because I crashed really hard. Same spot. I'm not sure if this has something to do with Iflight, if it has something to do with bad quality control, or if the batch that they sent to get FPV is just bad. But going through 3 of these in a row with the same thing exploding and burning out on these and nearly destroying my quad, I'm pretty sure it fried my receiver, which is my last XM Plus receiver, so now I gotta order a new receiver because I put 3 volts to it and it wouldn't light up this time. I don't know about my run cam just yet. It got so hot that the motor wires are completely charred and melted together. You see where it's all black at the top, but it's still colored down here. So hopefully that still works. I'll put voltage to it in a minute. Yeah, I'm thoroughly upset now. And I also just realized that I put my top plate on upside down, so my battery slip pad is on the wrong side. I'll have to fix that too. But I love this frame. I love this quad. I love the way it flies. Every version of it that I've had has been great. But ever since I swapped into the 3-inch platform, which people run these on 3-inch platforms, no issues, people are still running these stacks, I have had nothing but problems with it. And it's not the motors. The motors are brand new. They had like 2 flights through them. I got them from a friend of mine, Jay Martinez. I'll link to his YouTube channel down here in the bottom. Check him out, his Instagram too. He's awesome pilot, super fun to watch. Super helpful dude too. But I'm just sad. You know, it took me 6 hours of troubleshooting and resoldering and rebuilding this thing last night to get 3 minutes of flight time out of a brand new power system. And I was only running 3-cell. It's capable of 4-cell, so it shouldn't have been a voltage regulation problem. I don't know. I really don't know. If you guys have any recommendations, post it down in the comments. Let me know. I need a new AIO that isn't going to explode on me, and is capable of running 3S on some 4,000 kV motors on a 3-inch setup. That's my big deal. I'm running a 3-inch setup. Initially, it was supposed to be a Cinewoop, but I just fly too much freestyle and I break way too many prop guards. So, yeah. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys are having the same issues. And, yeah, enjoy the flight.